Fast forward to 9/11. Look, whether you go, there's some things, okay, hey, we argue back and forth. I'm going with the climate of wanting to go to war for some shit, can't go to war, and need an event big enough
to go to war.
Now, we can argue the engines disappearing at the Pentagon. We can argue this, and we can argue the spots of the way the buildings imploded, like it looked like it was demolished. Yeah. And we can disagree. I could go, I believe that shit. And you go, fuck no. But I'm saying the climate of what's happening, it's the same as the other three. Why can't we think that this shit could happen? It's shot. Building 7, and don't roll your eyes yet. I just watched Building 7. They put a picture of Building 7 falling that didn't get hit, that didn't have structural damage, imploding the same exact way as a planned demolition, the way it fell. There's people that say it. Now, I know how you feel about it.
Yeah,
and I couldn't argue back and forth about it because we're both going off what we believe. We didn't go out there with, our meters or anything like that. I'm repeating some shit. You're repeating some shit, what you feel. So I'm just stepping back going, historically, the country would do some fucked up shit so that it can lend itself money for war.
The only thing I can even throw in as far as the 9/11 thing goes, there was a plot, and perhaps somebody did know that this was going to go down.
That they let it go down
and they let it
because a big thing is NORAD has a 5 to 10 minute response time to this type of shit.
USA Today reports that in the 2 years before the attacks on September the 11th, NORAD conducted exercises using hijacked airliners as weapons. And one target was the World Trade Center.
We knew he hated us. But there was nobody in our government, at least, and I don't think the prior government that could envision flying airplanes into buildings on such a massive scale.
But that turns out not to be true. U.S. military planners did envision and practice those very scenarios. As reported by USA Today, the North American Aerospace Defense Command, NORAD, conducted exercises with fighter jets, simulating hijacked planes flown into the World Trade Center.
Sky Killer. Tower. JL. Approach. Tango Juliet, and you say again the call sign? Panta, Papa, Alpha, November, Tango, Alpha, 4546. Tango Juliet. Juliet Papa, all parties are cleared to drop.
I've never seen so much real-world stuff happen during an exercise.
The lat long burst showing the map, the wedding was showing the map, the last...
Hi, Boston Center, Team U. We have a problem here. We have a hijacked aircraft headed towards New York, and we need you guys we need someone to scramble some F-16s or something up there to help us out.
Is this real world or exercise?
No, this is not an exercise, not a test.
Okay, hey, hold on 1 second, okay?
Yep.
We exercise all the time, but this exercise was for all of the North American Air Defense Command, all of NORAD.
We at one time had some 6,000 people and 2,000 aircraft dedicated to air defense. And those were the days when you were worried about long-range bombers that had to drop free-fall bombs on North America. Well, that has slowly eroded to the time of 2001, where we were down to, within the Northeast Air Defense sector, we had 4 fighters total.
2 airplanes at Otis Air National Guard Base, and we had 2 airplanes on alert at Langley Air Force Base.
My thought there was that these were the only backup I had for this attack on New York.
NORAD had an 80-minute response. Like NORAD,
see, I won't even go for that.
Was shut down, by the way. We needed something as big
to
as
get
9/11
everybody with American flags on their windows.
To fucking go and fight any war that they told us to fight.
Right. But I don't think, if somebody did know about this attack beforehand, and there were FBI agents and stuff that said, look, this guy's taking fucking flying lessons, there's suspicious, that's documented.
Right.
But I don't think anyone thought it was going to be as fucked up as it was. I don't think anyone thought both of those fucking towers were falling down.
But look at that.
And buildings around it.
And again, that's when we get into logistics of all of that.
Yeah.
Ultimately, let's look at what happened. Ultimately, it moves closer to New World Order.
The point I think you guys are both missing, like, the towers didn't really need to fall down to get the point across.
Right.
Just having, the airliners crashing into two major buildings in New York City would have done the job.
I don't think anyone thought that would have happened.
Why not? It would have been enough to get a war going.
I fucking disagree.
That's just like the ocean liner going down. That's like, holy.
If the buildings didn't fall, we would have rebuilt those holes. The buildings would still be standing tall with muscles. I think watching those buildings fall.
But you don't think that would have been enough for us to go to? Wow, I think so. I certainly think so.
I think the visual.
They really needed the buildings to come down.
Big. Pearl Harbor was big. The vision of Pearl Harbor. Big. The Japs flying over, attack everybody. Holy mother, we were attacked.
Why did the planes hit so high then?
Well, they couldn't go on the street. It was still buildings that were 50 stories high.
They still had a little room. They definitely had some room to hit lower.
Let's be honest.
The lower they hit,
they were giant airplanes. The fact that they both hit their target,
but the lower they hit
was pretty fucking amazing.
The lower they hit, more people would die, whether the buildings fall or not.
Now look,
you're a stupid dumbass.
It's your theory. Why didn't they hit bigger, right? Why didn't they hit higher? And the building still collapsed. See, this is what I'm saying. We can go into space age, like, really theories, but I'm just looking at, the Gulf of Tonkin is a lie. The reason we went into Vietnam was a goddamn lie. That's what I'm saying, is that just add it up a little bit in terms of, I know this Illuminati people don't understand, but the Bilderberg Group.
The Bilderberg Group.
I love calling it the Bilderberg Group.
And all of this shit is just that you can't think that something's not going on.
Yeah, it's not what it is on the surface.
Like flushing Bin Laden down the ocean like he's cocaine from the Goodfellas.
You don't feel that was it reeks of cover up.
It doesn't prove anything. Somebody like Hannity to make me sound like a complete idiot if I went on the show and went, he flushed him down in the fucking ocean. It's just, you go, there's nothing that just makes you, you go, what?
Does it just reek of cover up of something?
But it does.
Yeah.
But let's concentrate on our own logic in our own scenario. And in anyone's scenario, do you fucking throw Bin Laden in the ocean? In any of your own scenarios.
I love Patrice's take on that.
The regular news does not allow you to fuck with history. If you see people that go, the Gulf of Tonkin, that's not the issue, Gulf of Tonkin, suck a dick. But there's no weapons of mass destruction. We're there for nothing. Shut up! You don't support the troops, and you're just babbling. But you go, wait a fucking minute.
Yeah.
The Gulf of Tonkin's fake. We died. The motherfuckers died. It was fake. But they go, suck my dick. So the thing about the quote unquote conspiracy guys, you can go fuck you and go look that shit up and go, holy shit. This happened. It was fake. So my thing is, okay, fuck listening to people. Now just go with your own fucking mentality. There's a lot of things that's going wrong with this Bin Laden shit.
Now, what's your take on the whole thing of the Muslims have to be fucking disposed of now, whatever it is, in a day?
Really?
Let me tell you something. If you Google any criminal, Babyface Nelson, there's a picture of the guy that shot him in his face, taking a look at what the fuck I did shot.
You're right, yeah.
Bonnie and Clyde, that bitch, they will never show a bitch dead, but you go Bonnie and Clyde, bullets all in her face.
Right.
And fucking
G-Man is out
G-Man
there. With a Tommy gun.
Like, this business is the beast.
Yeah.
And it eats everybody and shits them out. But here's what's funny about the beast. It's a never-ending line of people who want to get in the mouth and get chewed up and shit out.
Why is that?
It's because when you get in the belly, you get $2 million a week. And when you get shit out, you're a pile back there, and you have the option to go get back in line and wait to go get back in the beast and get eaten and shit out.
Fucker
and we line
hilarious.
up.
You are fucking hilarious and profound.
I want to find. But that's why I love Charlie Sheen so much. He was in the belly. When you're making $2 million a week, doing anything, you're in the absolute belly. And for that fucker to betray his position in the belly, to actually give the beast indigestion, was spectacular. He was a martyr. But and Mel Gibson too. Mel Gibson. He could have been the beast. He was so big.
Yeah.
And they turned on him. You know what I'm saying? So anybody that gets that deep and turns on the beast, man, you gotta root for him.